Well, that was a moment of sheer panic.
La banane.
Let's go and see what this bus is all about, eh?
Ah, life is good.
Hi, I'm Daz and she's Bee, and we're on a 12-week road trip round France with our boys and our greyhound Sammy. Join us as we explore the history, beauty and fun we can squeeze in while getting to grips with the challenges of working and home educating on the road as a family in France, living a life less ordinary as we escape in the motorhome.
Now, this is something a little bit long overdue. The boys have been desperate for it. It's haircut morning. So it's back to a working day for Daz today, and it's a Monday. We're all feeling a little bit down after our week break, I suppose, in the Paddleboarding. But we started our onward journey today and decided to go to a Carrefour just to pick up some vegetables en route before we go to Pont du Gard. And Daz spotted a reasonably priced hairdresser. And all three boys needed a haircut, and Daz does need a haircut as well. But all three little boys needed a haircut. We went in there and they were so kind with us. They washed the boys' hair, they gave them a massage, and we did lots of Google Translate together, and I learned that a quiff was la banane. And I also learned that bogus, not bogus, but beau as in beautiful, and space G-O-S-S means handsome. So all three boys have come out looking absolutely dapper, super smart, and that will last us for a good couple of months at least, because it's very short too.
Well, that was a moment of sheer panic just now in the car park where I thought I'd lost my wallet, and for about 10 minutes we searched around, but thankfully on the fifth look inside my rucksack I found it. Black wallet inside a black rucksack. Who would have thought? So apparently my application to UNESCO for my hair was rejected many years ago, in which case I'm also going to succumb to a Carrefour supermarket haircut. So from this to this. Huh.
Oh, such a treat. I can't believe I found some Red Bush tea, and it comes with vanilla. And Daz found some Earl Grey. We are delighted because I have been living on English breakfast tea the last month or so after I ran out of Red Bush, so I am really looking forward to this. But you always get with the French tea bags a little paper packet, which I've got rid of and put in the recycling, and then you've got this little dangly piece of string. I mean, it's cute, but it just seems a bit of a faff, doesn't it? Lots of packaging to get rid of before you get to the tea bag.
After tea we drove 40 minutes north to Pont du Gard.
Well, after a little bit of journeying, we are at the Pont du Gard. We're not really sure where we're going, but I'm sure someone will go in the right direction in a minute. We can follow them. Where do we go? Oh, what's over there? A bit of tear. Let's have a look. Ah, this looks like the right way to go. Yeah, we just showed the kids a video of the Roman Aqueduct and just how old it is. 2040. There or thereabouts years old. But I think they're more interested in swimming, which I completely appreciate, especially on a day like this. It's super hot. It's going to be beautiful. When you cross the bridge, you will be on the left bank. Ah, we're going to be on Rive Gauche, boys. And of course they have light shows. Now, from what I remember from a video I watched just a second ago, they used to transport water using the aqueduct from Uzès to Nîmes. And it was successful. But it wasn't for that many years. But it was a freshwater supply. I can hear our freshwater supply jingling in my bag as I walk along. But yes, water from one source all the way along the aqueduct system to another major city. Very clever. So on the right bank you can see the actual monument itself. And on the left bank you can visit the museum. That'll take 15 minutes to walk. So paying your €9 for parking will get you into the actual place itself, but if you pay £6.50 per adult you can go across the bridge and go into the discovery sections, which might be good for the children, and go into the museum itself. I thought that was pretty good because my children didn't have to pay at all. So we get to see the whole caboodle today, and there's climbing frames. A bit hot though today. So all my kids are looking very drip with their haircuts. That's me being down with the kids, drip. Apparently it means like cool.
Please don't find the vlog, please.
Facebook mum, I am officially Facebook mum. My kids are drip.
No, shut up.
Wow, look at that. That is something else entirely, isn't it? And that, boys, is 2,040 years old and it's still standing. That's the amazing innovation and engineering of the Romans for you, who were way ahead of their time. If you think about it, in the Middle Ages when we were still chucking poo out of our window, okay, 1,500 years before that, the Romans had sanitary systems, they had saunas, they had aqueduct systems, fountains. They put us to shame. So yeah, this is definitely the kind of Instagram worthy shots that Pont du Gard offer you. It is something else. It's a sight to behold. You've heard me say that several times on vlogs, but it really is absolutely stunning. And like I said to the kids, it's a feat of engineering.
The Pont du Gard is the tallest of all Roman aqueducts, as well as one of the best preserved. It's been a UNESCO site since 1985 because of its exceptional preservation, historical importance and architectural ingenuity.
Sometimes some of my favourite things to do is to look in ancient places at ancient graffiti. And ancient graffiti, they still do like really fancy things like flicks off their L's. That's going to take a long time to do. That's committed graffiti, that is. I mean, is it limestone? Who knows? Kind of porous. What's that one? 1730? Wow.
The bridge has 3 tiers of arches made from Shelly limestone and stands 48.8 metres or 160 feet high. It's estimated that the aqueduct carried 8.8 million gallons of water a day over 50 kilometres to the fountains, baths and homes of the citizens of Nîmes. Lack of maintenance after the 4th century led to mineral deposits and debris that eventually stopped the flow of water.
If you ever come on a hot day, I can highly recommend spending €6.50 coming into the museum because it is super cool and super quiet. It's lovely. Really atmospheric, isn't it?
Really big too.
Yeah, really cool. It's not like a regular museum, it feels more like an art installation. This is what you'll see on every street in Rome, boys. If you need fresh water, you can just get it on the street. I just told Phoenix that going to the toilet in Roman times was a bit of a social affair, and he was horrified. To him, it's very private. But look, they even had scaffolding, and there's the emperor coming to check it's all going well. So we're just reading about it being a canal system that was 90% under the ground, and they had to build the aqueduct to get it across the river. We also raised a point of how did the water flow? Well, if it's coming from a spring, then the spring has that ready flowing water, and then of course you're going from a higher point in Uzès down to a lower point in Nîmes, so you've got gravity on your side as well. Amazing innovation, amazing engineering.
Located 300 metres away from the bridge on the left bank, the museum is one of the largest in France, covering the history of Roman engineering, and it's full to the brim with models, reconstructions and multimedia screens to keep you busy.
Yeah, it's giving the impression of water, isn't it? It's ever so clever. Ah, where? Oh, that's really cool. So it comes out of the spring, flows on the canal system, and there's another part of the spring as well there. There is so much to see in this museum. You could spend hours here. Well, I've got 3 young children, all desperate to go outside and get back into the water. So we are going to move on, but there's loads to read. So I would advise come here when you've got quite a few hours to spare and you can have a slow meander through the history of the aqueduct in France. Now we're trying out the Ludo, otherwise known as the children's section. Pretend you are a young Roman soldier living, a young Roman living some 2,000 years ago. Go to markets, do some shopping, visit a house, go into a public bathhouse, or have a look around the school. Here's the bathhouse. Oh look, you can make your own tiles. This is so cool.
The children's area is described as an interactive space where your child becomes an actor in their visit. They will be able to compare the lifestyles of yesterday and today, delve into Roman civilization, hydraulic techniques and archaeology.
Every sign in the children's section has different languages, so it's accessible to everyone. This is possibly the best children's section of a museum I've ever seen. Oh, now what kind of pot is it? Is it C or B or A? Because that might help you construct it. Let's see what the handle's like. You recognise the handle? Ooh. I think it's that one. Words. Yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
So this is an Archimedes screw phoenix. The water is being carried up as you twist.
Also, how does it keep coming?
I daren't say it, but I think the kids section was my favourite section in the whole museum. It was really good. I could have spent ages in there. Of course, I'd love to be intellectual and go around the very dark and serious museum about engineering, but this was really cute. So bring your kids to the museum. You don't just have to go to the water. If they get bored of the water, if you fancy a dry off, it's worth just paying your entry fee just to go to the kids section because they don't cost anything and it's brilliant.
Right, well, after a day in the office, I'm off to join the gang with the paddleboard and obligatory wet shoes. Sam's all locked up, vents are all open, there's a lovely new fan on in there. Let's go and see what this bus is all about, eh? It's just a bridge, right?
So I've just had a message that Daz has finished work for the day, so he's going to bring the paddleboard down. And it's really nice walking along from the, I think, the left bank to the right bank. Going to meet him by the plage on the side of the river, and hopefully everyone's going to have a dip. It's still too hot for Sammy. He's had a few wee walks today and a nice walk this morning, but we can't bring him out in this, even though I've seen plenty of people do it. It's a baking day. But yeah, walking on this little walkway with the cicadas either side of us, it's one of those magical ones, I think.
Whether you want to enjoy a picnic, have some posh nosh, a drink or an ice cream or three, the site offers you everything you need on both the left side and the right side of the bank. And if you like a gift shop, they've got one of those too. Well, that was interesting. Just a brief visit, so I can say I've been on it, but it's fascinating to be honest. You can't imagine how long it took. Going.
So how's that after work swim going?
Lovely. I thought it was all boring and just stones and like green stuff. And then I saw striped fish about this long. Like he wanted to talk, and then his friend came along, so I put my feet down and they came towards my toes, and I thought, well, towards my feet, and I just kicked a rock at them. One came over a bit closer, so they're obviously enjoying having people kick food up. So I'm going to take this back out. I have no idea what species they are, so I'm going to try and video them for you.
Lovely.
And I'll insert video here, of course, so I
Right, it's Sammy's turn for a walk now. Do you want to go and see the Pont du Gard, Sam? And we missed the prehistoric grotto, so we need to go and see that now too. So now the temperature's cool enough. It's I think it's around 6 p.m, about that. Kids have gone back, Dad's gone back. They're all freezing from their swim, and we're having a little dog walk before dinner. So the kids don't know this, but I'm going to cook some dinner, and then I'm going to drive about 45 minutes, and we're going to park in Park Spiro. They don't know anything about Spiro overnight, because you can park overnight there, and it's a theme park, so a little bit of a surprise for them for tomorrow. I'm not sure how well it's going to go down with Phoenix, because all the rides look pretty scary, so the boys will be fine, but Phoenix and I will keep ourselves amused. Yeah, we're slowly making our way down to the Calanques, which are near Marseille. We're just trying to find a cost-effective way of doing the Calanques, or everyone in our family will want to snorkel and see fish. So, but those kind of tours on boats are super expensive, so we have to choose our Calanque wisely. So this is reminding me of the Périgord Noir, or Dordogne. We have a prehistoric grotto, or cave. We'll have a little look. How about that, Sam? Have a little look. Didn't see that earlier. Well, things just can't get much better, can they? It's a sunset, or not a sunset, it's a dusk walk with my greyhound, walking around the most beautiful sight. I'm surrounded by London plains, my new favourite tree. Ah, life is good. Life is good. Well, Sammy is sniffing out some sort of cave bear in this prehistoric cave. But yeah, no other information. It's just here. But it's cavernous and huge. You can hear my voice echoing around space. Ah, this is a nice place to eat.
Don't speak too soon, Bee.
I thought that was a joke then, but maybe he just didn't like his food. Well, there's an altercation going on at the restaurant. It's always exciting to have a bit of drama on a Monday afternoon. And Sammy's just tried to eat a massive great big hornet. Thankfully he was too slow for the hornet. Now, time to stroll back over the Pont du Gard. Oh, who's just being super handsome all around the Pont du Gard, yeah? Is it you? Are you being handsome, boy? You are, aren't you?
This tree is a symbol of peace, planted in January 2015 after the terrorist attack on Paris, and it represents all victims of terrorism.
Yes, they've done it. This is quite possibly my favourite day out so far in France, and we only were here for the afternoon. The signage, the presentation, the museums, the landscapes, the nature, the history, the spectacle, all of it together combined. Easy to navigate, the parking's fantastic, €9 for the day, but for that you get everything that I've just discussed apart from the museum, which is only an extra £6.50 and it's free, or €6.50 and it's free for children. We've been able to park our motorhome in the car park all day, and you can park either on Rive Droite or Rive Gauche, and it's €9 and you can stay until it closes, and they do a nighttime performance at 10:30 with the light show on the Pont du Gard. So I don't know what time it actually closes, but the parking apparently is 24 hours. What you can't do is sleep here, so I don't quite know how they regulate that, but motorhomes can't stay here overnight to sleep, but you can use and pay for your parking for 24 hours. It's one of the places we've been to as well where all the signage is in an array of different languages. You've obviously got French first, and then you've got English, but I've seen German and Dutch languages translated on all of the signage, including the Children's Museum, which I think is really impressive. It meant that everything was accessible. Really, really brilliant value for money.
From the Pont du Gard, we drove 40 minutes east towards our car park at Park Spiro via Avignon, a journey which included a couple of rather low medieval style bridges.
Oh my god. $3.5. Is that Pont d'Avignon Bridge? Surely not. Super famous.
Pont d'Avignon are the remains of a 12th century medieval bridge. Only 4 of the 22 arches remain, having been washed away by the river, and what remains became a World Heritage Site in 1995.
Wow! Avignon's amazing! Feeling a bit bad that we're bypassing it now, but...
The fortress in the middle of Avignon is one of the largest and most important medieval Gothic buildings in Europe. When we reached our park up, we were greeted by this little fella. Little lost doggy.
Oh, dogger! You alright? Alright? I think so. He's got a lead on. Hey, boy!
He's French, indeed. He's Ici garçon.
Oh, it's okay, Sammy. You worried about the dogger? This is the scariest park up ever. It's completely empty and it's enormous, and I can't see anything beyond those parking signs. It just looks like desolate blackness. Oh, I'm so glad we've got these blinds. Oh. Well, in theory it's going to be quiet. Good night.
To see how we got on, join us next time as we explore what Park Spiro has to offer, including this ride, I needlessly reinvent air conditioning, and on a walk with Sammy we discover a park with its own outdoor amphitheatre. So until our next escape, thanks for watching.